rock, a curious phenomenon to some, a revolting one to others. But like it or not, punk rock is branching out through the suburbs of Southern California. More and more, kids next door are trading their bobby socks for army boots.
The economy's not good. We have World War III looming around the corner. And yet, you know, every one of these guys and girls has got the regular drives that all people have, and that makes you a little bit desperate.
There's a lot of tension, you know, during the day, so when you come to, like, these concerts, it's a way, like, when you dance and everything, to get it all out.
We're just tired of the same old rock and roll stuff. We're just tired of it all. We don't want to sit down and, you know, and twiddle our thumbs. We want to get up and do something.
And somebody watching is going to say, who is this guy for? He's got the mohawk haircut and he's into punk music. But who's he? I know the sound of an upper middle class kid who's growing up and is speaking the way he's speaking. Who's he fooling?
I'm not fooling anybody.
Club owner Jerry Roach.
It's not like in England where there were all the, you know, working classes. These kids live in $100,000 homes and above. And it's just, they want to, it's their own expression. They want to do something different.
Well, I don't feel like I'm a part of the everyday American society, and I don't want to be, let me tell you. Okay? I do my damnedest to tear it down.
Say you want a revolution, well, you know.
Seems like each young generation feels the need to examine and reject current social values. It happened during the 60s, but today's punkers have different ideas about who is the establishment. They agree with Timothy Leary.
Every aspect of American culture has been, what word do you want to use, hippieized?
I think they're just sick of the hippie ethic, you know. I mean, all the peace and love stuff went on for so long, they're bored with it. And their guidelines of what they're going to do is taken from the hippies. They do exactly the opposite. And they don't want to be hippies. Their parents were hippies.
Their cultural value systems were set up in 1968, and they're still trying to live them out today in a very watered-down way.
The hippie movement was a lot more into everyone and being political and everyone together and helping everything out. And the punk movement's a lot more nihilistic. It's more anarchy.
Anarchy. The absence of rules. The revolutionary ideology is there, but it's all taking a deliberately repulsive turn.
Only one guy got trashed tonight.
Trashed? What's trashed?
Beaten up. Like I'm trying to say it with that. Beaten up and just beaten to a pulp. Last night there was loads of people that did. Tonight only one person did, and he started it.
I would say it's more or less violence to music. Simple as that. I was raised through the flower child generation and the acid rock generation, and this has got it all beat insofar as the violence. Tonight was my first night at a punk rock function, and not only my first night, but my last.
After seeing this, many might agree with this undercover police officer that in the jungle of punk rock, it's beat or be beaten. But local band Black Flag insists it's no more violent than a football game or a cowboy bar on Saturday night.
You get a big mass of people, and they all dance real close and run into each other and swinging their arms around and pounding off each other and bouncing off each other, and it's violent, but it's not malicious.
The media's played up the violence within the group or something, but that's really just wild fun. And the problem we've had is the police trying to stop our gigs and the police beating up people.
The way they, I use the term loosely, danced, there really wasn't any way to tell whether they were fighting or dancing, because it was literally two guys, or a guy and a girl, toe-to-toe, swinging at each other, and other people throwing each other around.
We do hate the police, but it's the way they treat us. They try to control what we do.
Come on, what's the purpose of this downstairs? These guys aren't going to kill each other. They're all friends. I mean, you tell me. 99% of all real problems that happen or because of police officers come in and beat up the kids.
To consider us brutal and to turn around and watch what they do, I question it. We're called many times into a location where there's a disturbance, where a peaceful rally or dance or whatever has gotten out of hand, and we have to go in and move the people out. Hopefully as peacefully as possible, but sometimes we have to resort to the necessary force.
This East Los Angeles date was the first Black Flag concert that the police didn't close down, so the promoter called it a success in spite of hundreds of dollars of damage.
By speaking to the kids and speaking to the groups, they got upset when the bouncers and the security guards got in there with ballet clubs, and they started kicking some of the kids out. Even though none of them were, really seriously injured, it got enough of them to say, hey, we can't break windows because there's no windows here to break. But maybe we could kick a hole in the wall or something like that. And this is basically their way of showing that they didn't approve of the way the bouncers were treating them.
Some punkers are known to get mad and even. The security guard at the Starwood nightclub has reached an understanding with them.
I get backstage, look at them fight downstairs, and I say, hey, you all flip out, I stay up here. There is some people that come here that does not like to be pushed around, And the way I feel, if they don't want to be pushed around, stay the hell away. Because punk rockers, they are going to dance. There's nobody going to stop them from dancing.
Bands like Black Flag sometimes use their own bouncers, but outside control is kept at a minimum. This way, there's more freedom for what punkers call audience participation.
As performers in a band, we don't feel it's our duty to dictate what's going to happen in the crowd. We don't place ourselves up on stage and use that as a power against the crowd.
Yeah, we might as well join the police department if we wanted to do that.
We try to create a situation in which people can get wild and have fun and cut loose.
But sometimes cutting loose knows no boundaries.
At first it was funny to watch these kids out there, knocking each other around, spitting on each other, and so on. And it was almost a ruse of having fun. And when the poor girl was pulled off the stage by a couple of individuals and stripped, the ones that could get to her were participating in ripping her clothes off and gouging her and everything else. And the rest of the people couldn't wait to see.
I didn't believe, there's so many people that I didn't have a prayer of getting out of the situation, and I also didn't even believe it was really happening. I didn't know what they were going to do. I thought they were just going to dance and slam me around. I had no idea my clothes were going to come off. I don't think it's the band's fault. I just think that particular audience was like just carrying on to see how far they could go before somebody stopped them.
And the day before John Lennon was killed, local band leader Darby Crash committed the ultimate violent act, suicide, an overdose of heroin.
It's hard to understand it, but it's there, so and it's not going away, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
The people should take notice and say, hey, things are not all right.
I don't know what to expect next.
Tear it down. If it stands there long enough, it's evil.
Our violence is a reaction against certain things that are happening in society. You guys created the era of violence.
Punkers try so hard to be different, but ironically, their violence mirrors the very society they claim to be disowning.
That's enough. That's enough. Starwood is now closed.
All I can say is that tonight we knew where the kids were. I'd really like to know where the parents were. They should have seen this.